students, welcome to the CBSE Chemistry lecture series. Today we are going to discuss few NCERT exercise problems from the chapter Some Basic Concepts in Chemistry. In this particular chapter, few NCERT exercise problems which involving empirical formula and molecular formula. Already this type of problem we worked in our earlier videos, but in spite of this we are working out this problem because of slightly twisted, the question is in the twisted form. So we will work out this empirical and molecular formula and other few problems based on stoichiometric mole concept. Stoichiometric mole concept. So especially we are going to discuss in these particular topics, so which seems to be slightly difficult for students. First we will take the problem based on the empirical formula and molecular formula. Yes students, we will take the NCERT exercise 1.34. A welding fuel gas contains carbon and hydrogen only. Burning a small sample of it in oxygen gives a 3.38 gram of carbon dioxide, 0.690 gram of water and no other products. A volume of 10 liter measured at STP of this welding gas is found to weight 11.6 gram. Calculate its empirical formula, molar mass of the gas and the molecular formula of the compound. Which gas they are asking. So normally in the welding of metals we are using some gases. That gas contains only carbon and hydrogen only. Okay. So how can you solve this problem? First we have to calculate that what? How much amount of carbon in 3.38 gram of carbon dioxide. So we'll write the solution. 3.38 gram of carbon dioxide contains how much amount of carbon? Amount of carbon. That is the first thing. How can you find out this case? It is the atomic mass of carbon is 12 and the molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44 into this 3.38 gram. You got to simplify it. We are getting a amount of 0.9218 gram of carbon in 3.38 gram of carbon dioxide. That is the first thing. Similarly, you can find out how much amount of hydrogen in 0.690 gram of carbon dioxide, water, H2O. So in this case, in H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 divided by 18 is the molar mass of water, and the given is what? 0.690. If we simplify this, we are getting a 0.0767 gram of hydrogen in 0.690 gram of water. So total mass of the organic compound. Total mass of organic compound, you had to add these two values, 0.9218 plus 0.0767. So we are getting a amount is what? 0.9985 grams. So in this total mass, we are going to the percentage of hydrogen, percentage of carbon hydrogen in this compound, percentage of carbon in the compound, that is 0.9218 divided by total mass of the compound 0.9985 into 100. We are finding the percentage of carbon in the compound, that is 92.32%. Similarly, you can find out for hydrogen in the compound. in the organic compound. So how can I write this one? It is what you find out this value 0.0767 divided by total mass, that is 0.9985 into 100. We are getting a value of 7.68 percentage. First you have to calculate the percentage of carbon and hydrogen present in the organic compound. Now rest of the things are similar to the calculation of empirical formula and molecular formula. So here what are the elements? Two elements, carbon and hydrogen is given, and percentage we have find out is what? 92.32, and here it is 7.68. These are the data only you have find out now, just now. Then atomic mass of carbon is 12, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, and we have to find out the moles of the element. So 92.32 divided by its atomic mass 12, which is equal to 7.69, and 7.68 divided by the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, that is 7.68. Now you have to compare these two values, which is the smallest value divided by everything. 7.69 divided by 7.68 is approximately 1. 7.68 divided by 7.68 is what? 1. Suppose if any fraction is what? Something what 1.01 or something else, you have to round it to whole number. So you have to round it to whole number like this. This is a whole number molar ratio, 1, 1. So here you have to find out the empirical formula is what? The number of atoms, carbon 1 atom and hydrogen 1 atom. Similarly, you can find out the empirical formula mass. How can you calculate the empirical formula mass? 1 carbon atom, then you have to multiply with its atomic mass 12 plus 1 hydrogen atom into atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So you have to add these two things. So 12 plus 1, which is equal to 13, is atomic empirical formula mass of this particular gas. So next we have to find out how can you find out this molecular formula? If you want to find out the molecular formula, is nothing but N into empirical formula. How can you find out this N? N is nothing but molar mass by empirical formula mass. So now it is the second question is what? You want to find out the molar mass. How can you find out the molar mass? That molar mass, we have to, the data given in the question is what? 10 liter of the gas. 10 liter of the gas containing 11.6 gram weight. That means already we know the definition of molar volume. The volume occupied by 1 mole of any gas at STP, that is what? 22.4 liters, is how much gram of this gas. Cross multiplications, you got to find out this one. X is equal to 11.6 into 22.4 liters divided by 10. If you simplify this one, it will becomes about 25.984, which is approximately 26 grams. That is the molar mass of the gas. Once you find out the molar mass, then you are substituting this formula. So N is equal to 26 divided by empirical formula. Already we calculate as a 13. Cancel it, 2. So now you substitute in the formula. Molecular formula of the gas they are asking. So N is what? 2 into empirical formula of the gas is what? C1H1. So you just multiply it C2H2. That is nothing but CH triple bond CH. That welding gas is a acetylene gas. That welding gas is a acetylene gas. Now we come to the another problem, NCERT exercise problem 1.35. Calcium carbonate reacts with the aqueous HCl according to the equations. Calcium carbonate plus 2HCl gives calcium chloride plus CO2 plus H2. What mass of calcium carbonate is required to react completely with 25 ml of 0.75 molar HCl? They are asking. So there are two steps involved in this one. Step 1, you have to calculate the mass of HCl. To calculate the mass of HCl. How can you find out the mass of HCl? So you have to find out this case. 25 ml of 0.75 molar HCl. first you have to multiply this 0.75 into its molar mass of HCl. 0.75 into molar mass of HCl is what? H is 1, the chlorine is 35.5. If you add these two things, we are getting a 36.5. If you multiply these two things, 24.375 grams. So the question is what? So 1000 ml containing 24.375 gram of HCl, then 25 ml containing how much? You do the cross multiplications. So X is equal to 24.375 into 25 divided by 1000. We are getting a 0.6844 gram of HCl. In the step 2, the question is what? What mass of calcium carbonate is required to react completely with 25 ml of 0.75 m HCl? So you have to know the calculation of molar mass of calcium carbonate is 100 grams. So in this case, according to the equations, you have to see that one, 2 molar of HCl. So 2 into 36.5, which is equal to 73 gram of HCl. So the molar mass of calcium carbonate is 100 gram of calcium carbonate reacts with 73 gram of HCl. Then 0.6844 gram of HCl will react with how much gram of calcium carbonate? That is a question. You just cross multiplications. So X is equal to 73. Okay, so sorry, you have to multiply this one. So 100 into 0.6844 divided by 73. We are getting a how much gram? That X is equal to 0.93 gram of calcium carbonate. That is a question. What mass of calcium carbonate is asked? So you have to say 0.93 gram of calcium carbonate react completely with 25 ml of 0.75 molar HCl. The another NCERT exercise problem 1.36. Chlorine is prepared in the laboratory by treating manganese dioxide with aqueous HCl according to the equations. 4 mole of HCl reacts with 1 mole of manganese dioxide gives MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus 2H2. The question is how many grams of HCl react with 5 gram of MnO2? Within bracket they are given a atomic mass of Mn is 55. First you want to calculate the molar mass of MnO2. Mn is given as a 55 and oxygen, 1 oxygen is 16, so 2 oxygen 32, we are getting a 87 and 4 moles of HCl. So 1 mole of HCl is 36.5 into 4, we are getting a 146 gram of HCl is there. The question is if 87 gram of MnO2 requires 146 gram of HCl. The question is what? 5 gram of MnO2 will react with how much gram of HCl? That is the question. So you have to do the cross multiplications. In the cross multiplication, so X is equal to 146 into 5 divided by 87. Simplify it. We are getting a X is equal to 8.40 gram of HCl. That is the answer. Thank you, students. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please mention in the comment box. Thank you, students.